Welcome back to Spanish for Vanlife podcast, the first and the only podcast that understands that you have a super huge wanderlust and your secret desire to not just see Latin America and Spain also, but to leave it or leave them. Because if you want to travel to Latin America and Spain, you are going to travel a lot of countries. Yo soy Cris, tu profesora favorita. And today we are going to learn how to make genuine connections with the amazing people that you are going to meet in your van life adventures. But first, if you need an extra hand to start having conversations, I really recommend these three phrases that you can use to approach anyone. And I promise you that if you go with these three phrases to anyone, you won't sound weird or like stalker or anything. Promise, like 100%. And actually, it could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Connecting with uh, the theme, no, the topic of this podcast. And also, you can get a template to learn and use the right words depending on each country. Because maybe you don't know, but if, for example, if you say concha in Spain, it means shell. Like the shells when in the beach where you go there and then you can see shells. Oh, so beautiful. And this Concha is also a woman's name, Concepción. If you make it shorter, for example, Federico, you say, is it Federico? Paco? No, Francisco. Francisco, you can also say Paco. And Concepción, you say Concha. But what happens with Concha? For example, if you go to Argentina, this sounds like, I don't know why it sounds like Argentina. Which accent was that? You will be, if you go to Argentina and then you say concha, you will be saying can't or passy. So the best thing that you can do is be careful and, about what you say. But as I always say, those little mistakes often turn into the best anecdotes that, that makes funny moments. And this is what what actually matters. Click the link that you have in the description and stop overthinking Spanish grammar and start enjoying conversations with people in front of you. Stop thinking and overthinking Spanish grammar. That fucking makes any sense. You have to enjoy conversations. So, if we go back to the topic of this program or this episode, you want to create meaningful connections, right? These kind of connections, that then you start to speak with people and then you share stories, you even speak how you feel, and these conversations can go there and then start laughing until your stomach hurts. These kind of things that happen when you are traveling and you have this meaningful conversation. And you probably want to get invited to, I don't know, like someone's cumpleaños because in that way you can understand the culture and also the familiar values that in Latin America and Spain we have in Spain less than Latin America, but we have a strong familiar value. So the best way to understand them is living them and to get invited, for example, to, I don't know, like a cumpleaños party, like a birthday party or just a normal party, is that you start speaking with people. But maybe in that moment, in this right moment, you are exchanging this polite hola or maybe gracias for I don't know, like if you go and then you ask for an arepa, which is a delicious food from Venezuela and Colombia. Or maybe you go, I don't know, like you are in a mirador. Mirador in English is viewpoint, where you see the landscape. You also go, usually you go up to the mountains or where you can see a little bit the city or something. So maybe if you go to a mirador, you can also ask for directions. No, you are brave enough to do that. However, after that, you have this awkward silence. And then you stay like, okay, now what? It's hard, no? Um, but what I want to explain, or what I want to just remember you, that locals are incredible, welcoming, and curious about travelers. They are often waiting until you come to them and then you ask them, because sometimes they are very shy and they don't know if or what to say to you, because they know that you are a foreigner, but they really would like to, but they don't know, they can't speak English. So the point is that they want to meet you, they want to know you, they want to ask to you things, but they don't know. And I don't know if you think a little, not think, but if you can imagine or guess this thing, but the magic key to unlocking those deeper connection is Spanish, el español. I mean, Spanish is the key to start conversations, but it's not just Spanish, like the language, but to feel brave to start a conversation. That's why I said to you, like, you can go and download these phrases so you can start conversations. It is not going to be awkward, like I awkward, like weird. It's not. So just go there if you didn't download it, or just watch it. But it's very important that you feel brave to start conversations and also to enjoy the conversations. I remember once a student of mine, he was living in New York, I think he was, and he traveled very often to America Latina because his girlfriend was Latina. I couldn't remember if it was from Costa Rica or I can't remember, but from Latin America. And he used to tell me that he was very, like, he loved to ask prices in Spanish, even even if he didn't want to buy things, but he was like, ¿Cuánto cuesta esto? ¿Cuánto cuesta esto? ¿Cuánto cuesta esto otro? Just because he wanted to start conversations, and he said to me, like, sometimes I don't understand what they say to me, but it's funny to have conversations with them, and I really enjoy to ask prices or, yeah, have these small talks. So I think one of the keys also to make friends is that the first step is that you enjoy the moment, that you are not afraid, no, of speaking Spanish, no, having the courage to speak Spanish. It starts with small phrases like "cuánto cuesta," and eventually, months later, you will dance in cumbia in the main plaza of the town in Medellin, for example. However, to get there, you have to begin to ask questions and don't understand the response. This is part of the process. But I'm going to give you the frase to ask if you start to ask things and what they reply you don't understand, you can smile, because that's the most important thing. You don't panic. Your brain will, but you don't. You smile and you say, perdona, ¿puedes repetir más despacio? That's it. Perdona, ¿puedes repetir más despacio? Sorry, can you repeat more slower? No, slower, no? Yes. Can you repeat slower? Could be. This is a Spanish lesson. We are not talking about my English. Entonces, now I'm not talking about needing that you have to be super fluent enough to have a debate about, you can say, like why Donald Trump won the elections again, and why or where are we going to go in this capitalist world. We don't have to have this kind of conversation. Eventually you will get there, but right now, I mean, ole, if you get there right now, ole y ole. But to get there, you need to start. And for start, you just need to smile and ask this question. Yeah, if you say just one sentence, it's enough. I mean, you don't need to do anything else. It's this is ¿cómo se dice? Like something that you are very proud. Okay, if you say one sentence, one phrase, yeah, just with one, you have to be super proud. And if you say two in different moments of the day, wow. If you say three, wow. And if you have a small talk, you say wow, ole, ole, ole. You know, if you have this small, if you try, it's a way to say also to them that you respect the language, and this actually open like a lot of doors and signs that you that you are into the culture, that you want to know them, and this is the way that you can make friends. I'm going to explain, and this is the key of having meaningful connections. For example, once a couple of months ago, it's not that far, like a couple of months ago, I was all the time asking to my friend, and because she shared a lot of time with indigenous community here in Brazil, and I was asking all the time why they do this, why they do the other thing, and how was this, and how was the other thing. And she said once, if you want, we can go with them, and then you meet them, and then you can ask them things, because I can see that you are always asking, and you are humilde. ¿Cómo se dice humilde en inglés? Oh, let's check. Humilde en inglés. Humble. Pues that you are humble, um, but in the way that I want to, it's like I don't know things, I want to know more in this way, no? And so yeah, we've been there, and then I start be with kids, and I was playing with them, and I was painting with them. I was doing I don't know how you say in English, tissue makes sense, like acrobatics tissue is like that, makes sense. Aerial silk is the name. So I was doing that with the kids, very basic. I was also playing guitar. So I had my guitar, and I was there. I start to teach me. I can't do fa, but still I was teaching one girl, and then she was very nice, and she was like, well, I know how to make this sound. And then she could play like much better than me. So I say, oh, would you like to play some song from Spain? And then so she was playing, and I was singing.
Tú me rompes las entrañas, me trabas como una araña, bebes de sudor que empaña el cristal de mi habitación. Y después por la mañana despierto y no tengo alas. Llevo 10 horas durmiendo y mi almohada está empapada. Todavía ha sido un sueño muy real y muy profundo. Tus ojos no tienen dueño porque no son de este mundo. Súper, me ha gustado.
And that was amazing, was an amazing moment. So if you ask a lot of things, a lot of doors are going to be open for you. That this is the way that you can make friends. I feel that after I spent, I don't know, it was like a week or 5 days, something like that. I was even teaching Spanish there, like in my Spanish lessons. So probably I spent one week or something. I can remember because I was super into the experience that I totally forget the time. And you know, I know that if I go back in this place, it was in Brazil. Um, I know that I go back alone, and I will be very welcome, because I was all the time with them. I was asking them things. We were exchanging experience, because it's not just that I go there and that's all. No, no, no. It's I think that to make better, I don't know if we can say better, but because I don't want to do a hierarchy, but it's for me it's more meaningful when we have an exchange. It's not just that I take things from them, things like thoughts or experience or whatever, but an exchange, no, like with the guitar or with the skill thing, that slink, what was the name, aerial silk. Yeah, and bueno, how many things I learned. Oh my gosh, I can remember, and the experience was amazing. It changed my life totally. Wow, and this is because I learned Portuguese, or I am learning actually Portuguese, and I am always asking things. I want to know why they do the things that they do, or but with respect. I am also learning all the time to be more respectful and these kind of things. Now, so yeah, they really appreciate your effort to speak in their language, and it's incredible, no? The that when you understand the perspective of their lives and that, and that you can do that in your case, learning Spanish. Because when I was traveling also in Peru, of course I speak Spanish. I'm from Spain, and for me was very wow deep to that when I was with other indigenous, or even in Paraguay. I lived in Paraguay for 1 year something, and when I lived this experience also with indigenous community, oh bueno, also with like Paraguayan people, not even indigenous. The indigenous in Paraguay are Guaraníes, and bueno, just with Paraguayan also, like in Asunción, when you speak the language, you can understand better the culture, and it's it's a bridge. It's not a wall. You have to feel that when you are speaking the language, you are stronger, you are more brave, you are incredible. So um, Mm, you that's the point. When you don't speak the language, you feel that you are in superficial interactions, but then when you go and then you speak the language, you go truly make your van life unforgettable, because your van life adventure, because it's not just about spoke Spanish, but for all the doors Spanish opens to you, no, all people that you meet, and how you can make friends again. Making mistakes, like, well, not mistake like, oh, grammar mistakes, but just trying and having curiosity and ask for everything, even if your Spanish isn't perfect. Ask ask to open the doors, not like literally, but you know um oh, no, I don't know. Even you can say, "Oh, I would like to see your house." Oh, like one day I would like to see your house. Maybe like that, you know. What? I really like the to ask myself, what is the worst thing that could happen to me? That someone says to me no, or they don't even reply. Bueno, but what happens if I say, "Oh, it would be very nice one day to meet to see your house," and then they open the door and I can get into that. Or you can say to me, "Chris, but I cannot say that phrase." Bueno, you start Spanish lessons with me, and then you will know how to say it. Because in my lessons, it's not just about learning languages, but put in practice all of this of about mentality, that you feel brave, and then you start to understand more and more and more, and it's that's it, no? So how can you move beyond hola and gracias? Pues start speaking and asking questions. ¿Cuánto cuesta? Ask about their life, their town, their interest. That's why I really recommend you to go to the link and watch these phrases, because it's a video, so you can repeat and pronounce with me. Because these kind of sentence, they will open you a lot of conversations, and for sure you will find, because you can, when I mean, come on, guys, travelers, we know when another person have the same vibe as me, no? Like, for example, maybe this person is not even another traveler. He's just or she's just a random local person. But you can feel when someone is an open-minded person, or even if he's not an open-minded, but he's an open person, that he will welcome you, because that I also find this kind of experience, no, like maybe the person was very sexist because he lived in no, I don't want to justify, but when you are you are sexist, you are sexist, but it's not that I want to justify that, but if you don't have enough access to education or that, the reasons pues are more. Bueno, you understand what I'm saying, right? So, yeah, maybe still they have their traditional way of thinking, but still they are nice people that they want to welcome you, and they even want to offer. Oh, for example, right now I'm in a camping here in Brazil, and when I arrived here, um, the woman was kind of, she it's not that she has a restaurant, let's say, but there were a lot of men eating rice and beans. It's called feijoada in Brazil, and they they just said, all of them, even the woman, like in the camping, she didn't said, you have, if you want it, you have to pay me $10. No, 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 no. She said, do you want some? We have a lot. And for me, it's like, wow, this is the energy. You can feel that energy when you are traveling. So also listen to yourself and try to if you feel yourself, you say, okay, this person, I cannot speak Spanish. Okay, okay. But I see that person and I can feel his or her vibe. I'm going to go closer and I'm going to ask the questions that Chris said to me in the video. So I know that maybe I can start a conversation, and after that, maybe it's a friendship that we can start, or not, or maybe just is an amazing moment. Is it going to be unforgettable? Maybe I'm going to take something that teaches me something for my life, because you know that sometimes you have very short interactions but change your life a lot, sometimes for good because they are good things, or maybe because they are not, but it changed your life. So don't be afraid. Trust yourself. Go closer to this person that you think that you vibe in the same frequency. Oh my gosh, I sound super hippie. I know, but trust yourself, and trust yourself. Like, you are brave. You start with hola, then again you, or after, you go to cuánto cuesta, and after, I promise you, in a couple of months you will be dancing cumbia. So have fun, enjoy the process, really enjoy the process. Forget about grammar when you are, I mean, you have to learn grammar, of course, but not, grammar is with your teacher, and enjoy, you have to enjoy the moment when you speak with a native speaker. The point is that you have to have fun and ask about their life and the towns and the internet interests. Share a little bit about yourself too. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. It's part of the learning process. And I think that's it. I hope you really enjoy this podcast. Tell me if you would like to know more stories, or what would you like to hear this podcast. And bueno, nos vemos en clase, and see you in the next episode. Hasta luego, nos vemos en clase. Chao.